Yo, what's good? It's Skano. Heartbreak could be devastating. I'm talking about if you've been there, you know. Somebody that you consider like the center of your life, which is a dangerous thing, you know. But if you love that way, fully, when someone that you know, like I said, you've invested everything into, you know, they decide to break ties with you, you know, and go their own way. That can be devastating. You feel like empty, but the only thing that is constant is that pain. You know, it's like every molecule, every fiber of your body is consumed with that pain. And you feel like moving forward is an exercise in futility. You just can't even imagine doing the simplest things, let alone, you know, dealing with life. But you push on. Let me ask you something, and this is what you have to focus on. When you were in your darkest phase, you know, when they departed from your life, and you were in the darkest phase of existence, where were they? What were they doing? Were they thinking about you with someone else? Were they there for you? Who was there for you? You were. And that's how you got through. That's how you will get through. You take that anger, that hurt, and you use it as fuel. And every experience is different. Obviously, every one is not going to deal with what I'm talking about the same. But it all comes down to the same thing. You know, at the end of the day, you are the only one that you could truly depend on. And just remember that, you know, moving forward. Because there will be others. You can never lose yourself in someone, you know. And that's what I mean about falling in love. That's irrational. It's okay to love people, you know. What would the world be without love, for real? You know, because we know it's a cold world, you know. But it's very dangerous to invest everything in someone. Emotionally, you know what I'm saying, spiritually, you have to be a little bit selfish. You have to hold back just a little bit. Save something for you. Because there very well may come a day, you know, like I said, people fall in and out of love every day, every second. You got to save just a little bit for you. If they should decide that they don't feel the same anymore, or they never felt how you felt, for that matter, and they moved on, you got to have something to, because if you invest everything in someone, and this is not about scare money don't make money, but at the same time, Where does that leave you? And that's how people, collapse in on themselves emotionally, spiritually, mentally, in the depths of depression. With you fully exhausting yourself and others. You have to be a little selfish, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. You have to be. But understand, like I said, when you're at your lowest point, like I said before, that's when you're going to find out what you're made of. And if they ever come back in your life, try to come back in your life. Because, like I said, you have to ask yourself, who was there when I was at my lowest point? Of course, the Most High and you. 216 Skano, you already know.